Guys, 2021 is approaching very quickly. I've been saying this in a lot of my recent videos because now is the time when rappers tend to slow down and relax with the holidays coming up, but that is not what you should be doing.
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to Gaia. Tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liars.
What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice. Welcome to the Music in the Millions podcast, the show where we give independent rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without waiting on a record label. 2021 is approaching so fast, which means that the end of the year is coming, Christmas is coming up, New Year's is coming up, new goals are going to be happening, gyms are going to be flooded with new people, as long as the world's open back up again. But this time of year is when rappers' energy and momentum that they're creating tends to go more like this than anything. It really just starts to go downhill because they're like, the holidays are coming up, the end of the year is happening, so things start to slow down, they're wrapping up all their goals, they're thinking about things that they've accomplished this year, which is great. It's perfectly fine to look back and say, like, I'm happy I accomplished this, I'm happy I accomplished this, and to be excited about the fact that you accomplished goals this year. I totally want you to feel that excitement because that's important. You gotta celebrate those little victories. But you also gotta realize that when you start a new year, if you slow down this time of year and you basically like put all your music progression and everything else to a halt, you have to rebuild all the momentum that you created this year to go into the next year. So if instead of you slowing down at this point of the year, you actually use this as like a ramp to take off into next year, you can have the best year you've ever had because you're not gonna need to start from like ground zero or a few paces back because you slowed down this time of year. You're already gonna have that speed of momentum built, so you literally can just, as soon as January 1st hits, you're just taking off running, ready to go, you're accomplishing your goals, networking with people, marketing your music, getting the stream numbers. Don't slow down now. As much as you want to, and trust me, I want to too. I know that, like I said, the holidays are coming up. It's been a long year. This year has probably felt like it's been longer than most years have in the past. But do not slow down. Now is when you need to start to increase your momentum. That way next year is an even better year than this year. Because trust me, we all want to have a better year than this year. So now I got 3 ways for you to keep that momentum going from the end of 2020 into 2021. That way you're not starting from ground zero and you can have a leg ahead of these rappers and actually be a little bit further along when you start the year off. So the first thing that you should do is you should plan out your next year. And I actually did a video on this where I broke everything down in depth on how you can plan out your next year. So I'm not going to break down the how here. I'm just going to tell you guys why you should break down your next year. So the reason that you want to plan out your next year is so you can know exactly what you want to accomplish. And when you know exactly what you want to accomplish, you are more motivated to want to go and accomplish those goals. Especially if those goals are super specific, they're super in-depth, you know exactly what you want to achieve, you know why you want to achieve it. Because when you have a why behind a goal, that makes it an even stronger goal. Because it could be a great goal to be like, I want to get 100,000 streams on my next single. That's a good goal to have, but why do you have that goal? Is it because you want to collect stream money and you feel like that's when you're going to start to see a little bit of money? Is it because you know that those streams are people listening to your music and you're trying to build a fan base? Is it because you just want the vanity metric numbers and you just think 100,000 is a big number? Like, having that why behind your goal is going to make it so much easier for you to accomplish that goal, and you're going to feel so much more motivated to want to work towards it. Whenever I write a goal down, I always make sure I put a why next to it. Like, if I want to make a certain amount of money this year, why do I want to make that much money? Is it because I want to just flex on everybody, or so I can have financial freedom? Is it so I can not worry about, the bills and be pulling my hair out every January 1st or 1st of the month? Like, just put a why behind something. Let yourself know why you're doing it, because that little extra motivation is going to keep that momentum going. When you just have a goal, yes, you still are motivated to do it, but you're not as motivated unless your core knows the belief and the reason why you're going after this goal. But by planning out next year, you basically are putting your brain to work and you're like, okay, this is what we're going to accomplish. And you start to, envision it. You start to think about how you can do it. And then a lot of times, if you're that motivated, which I know you are if you're trying to be an independent rapper because you got to be motivated, then you're going to want to start working on those goals today, which means you're not waiting for January 1st to start knocking out 2021's goals. You're going to start working on them now, especially if you're already done with 2020's goals. You're kind of finished up with everything you had on that to-do list. Start working on your goals for 2021 right now. Can you imagine how awesome it would be if literally like right out the gate, you already have like 3 or 5 things crossed off of your to-do list for the year because you started back in December? That it would be such a great feeling. Plan out your next year, figure out your why, and just map the whole year out. It will make your momentum so much easier to maintain because you're going to see the roadmap that you need to take. The next way that you need to keep building momentum is to keep finding creative ways to build relationships and engage with people. Once you know what your goals are for next year and all the things you want to accomplish, you can kind of start to work backwards from that, and you can say, okay, well, who are the people that I'm going to need to meet, who I'm going to need to connect with in order to accomplish these goals, in order to get where I want to go? And then start to build these relationships with those people now. If you know you're going to need to reach out to a specific producer for a project that you want to work on next year, start to build that relationship now. Start to like their, videos and pictures on different social media. Comment on their stuff. Hit them in the DM, respond to their stories, like show them in little ways that you're trying to build that relationship. Because if you start doing that now, you don't have to start building that relationship and that momentum once it comes time for you to need that person's service or need that person for what you need them for. You want to start building the relationship right now. Start to build that momentum, because whenever you start a new relationship, you're starting from ground zero. So every new relationship, you have to build momentum before you can basically have that relationship established, like, ready to go with each other, like friends and everything like that. So start working on building those relationships now. And with it being the holidays, it's really easy to just connect with someone. You can literally DM them Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or Happy Hanukkah or whatever you want to say. You literally can just, the holidays are one of the easiest times to start relationships with people because there's such a common thread that everybody has, like whether it be celebrating Christmas or spending time with family or the year, wrapping up and stuff like that. These are all things that we're all going through at the same time, so it's really easy for you to build a relationship with someone based off of these principles. But just keep finding creative ways to build relationships with the people you're going to need next year. And also, what you guys need to do in order to keep that momentum moving forward, and this is a huge one, is start stockpiling in your music and content now. Don't wait until 2021 to start thinking, okay, I want to have this song, I want to drop an EP then, I want to do this song. Map that out now. What I did already for my 2021 is I literally planned out, I want to have a minimum of 12 singles come out throughout the year. I'm going to have one come out per month. So I already mapped out when the singles are coming out, where they're coming out, which ones have music videos, when I'm going to be uploading them, all of these details, so that way I'm not stressed out come 2021 like, oh my god, I gotta figure out a song, I'm scrambling, I'm all over the place. I got that ready to go now and finished and recorded and mixed and mastered, so that way come 2021 I can focus on the goals that I planned out. I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta create music so that way I can stay consistent with my schedule. Stockpile your music now, especially because I don't know about you guys, but Pennsylvania is going into another shutdown. Actually today, the day that I'm recording this video, is the day that we're going back into a shutdown for, I believe, 3 weeks. That means that I'm going to have a shit ton of time to do whatever I want to. So if I was a smart rapper, if I was someone who really was focused on my goals, this is when I'd be stockpiling content, stockpiling music, getting a bunch of beats off of YouTube or from a producer, so whoever I get my beats from. I would be, looking at other people's content online, seeing what's working, seeing what's not working, and be like, okay, I can do something similar to this. I can make something like this work for me. Getting ideas, getting resources. Now is the time when you want to do this. Even if you're not in a shutdown, it's winter, which means there's not a lot of stuff going on. There's not outdoor events that crazy. There's not really as much going on as there would be in the summertime. So now is when you want to stockpile your music and stockpile your content. Trust me, it's going to make your 2021 and any year beyond this so much less stressful, because you're not going to be like, oh my god, I'm scrambling to do a million things at once, and on top of that, I have to create this music. So guys, if you want to keep that momentum moving forward, I actually put together something for you guys that I'm really excited about. My cat is fucking with something in the other room. Hold on. Freaking cats, man. But like I was saying, I put together something that I'm so excited for you guys. It is my 2021 banger kit. Basically, I put together a kit that's going to help you keep this momentum going, keep that speed moving into 2021. That way you don't have to slow down to speed back up. Hit that link down below if you want to check it out. It's 50 of my absolute favorite beats that I've produced this year, as well as some other free bonuses. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. I'll let you guys check it out if you're interested and if you want to keep that momentum for yourself. Guys, like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you on Wednesday. Peace.